the weekend off to do some traveling, and I gotta say, getting back into the Call of Duty world and jumping back into it is something that after 4 days or so, feels good to come back and immerse myself in the happenings that is the Call of Duty universe. So today, by extension, I want to give you guys the information as to what to look out for, again, with our Monday series that we normally do here, of 10 more things to look out for in Black Ops 4 this week. Now, a lot of this is really coming down to the sort of event horizon of Operation Grand Heist, if you will. The point of no return, where after this, well, if it doesn't happen, I genuinely don't know what they're gonna do, if they're gonna hold off some content until later on in the week. So while there hasn't been all that much, as of recording this at least, teased to be coming as of this week that we have definitive answers on, there's still a lot of question marks out there in the Call of Duty world. So today we're gonna be examining what those things may be and when they may be coming. So let's dive into it. The first thing, though, that I want to talk about is a little bit of a recap, because as of late last night, as of this morning, depending on when you may have caught this or when it may have been reported, there was another game bug that ended up happening where Reddit user xarson or Zarson1270 ended up posting a screenshot of his game on the PC version, which glitched out. To which, in the bare bones playlist, he ended up finding the ComSec device, which was improperly labeled as the smoke, but the description of this ended up saying smoke grenade with large radius. Enemies inside are visible to Spectre. Now, from what I can tell, this doesn't look like a doctored image, but instead may very well be a genuine game bug or glitch that ended up happening, which does happen quite a bit whenever things are already in the game files and are ready to be prepped for another update to make them go live as a sort of time-gated event where it's already there, but it just isn't released publicly yet. And it seems like this is the case. We've had many situations point to Spectre being a specialist within Black Ops 4 from the very beginning of the frequency teasers to more most recently there being audio cues for MP from other specialists talking about Spectre and so on and so forth. It isn't something that's out of the realms of possibilities, but it's curious that it's more so confirmed additionally by this, where it goes another step further on top of what we already knew and teases the introduction of a smoke grenade and also possibly Spectre coming hand in hand together. So therefore, I want to keep your eyes out for that one because you might start to see some bugs pop up, and especially with Spectre in particular, possibly coming as of next operation. So moving along, again, as for this upcoming stuff, it's sort of that event horizon, the point of no return, where if it doesn't happen this week, the simulation of life may be glitching because we've seen this stuff presented in the marketing material. We've already had it discussed by developers as coming at some point, and I can't see them hang on to this stuff until the next operation. But the first thing I want to talk about that wasn't confirmed up until a couple of hours ago is Arsenal Sandstorm, that map that developers have been talking about for quite some time that was data mined with the update 1.16 game files, but it's now finally coming as of tomorrow for all platforms, which is absolutely great. It's not going to be PS4 exclusive. It's going to come to Xbox One, PS4, and PC all at the same time as of tomorrow. So this will be a weather variation like we've seen in the way of Firing Range Night, Seaside Sunset, and Contraband Hurricane earlier in this operation, coming for free to all players. Now, from the data mined game files, footage, and all things alike, it definitely looks like this is going to change the most compared to other weather variations of these maps, where the long lines of sight probably won't be as visible at range as you may anticipate. From what I've seen, it almost looks like that long hallway outside by the cliffside doesn't look like you'll be able to see end to end on that. So we'll see how this changes the meta of things. And even though it is a slight reskin and thematic change to the map, I'm still excited for it no less. But this might usher in what may be an upcoming content addition in the way of a seasonal event. And we're talking, of course, the big one of what may be the Mini 14 and Contraband stream that follows suit. We talked about it here before, but honestly, at this point, I see absolutely no other time in which this would be coming unless it comes as a bundle, which I don't think will happen. As bundle heavy as Black Ops 4 has become in the last couple of weeks, I don't see this happening where the Mini 14 or that new sniper is introduced as a bundle weapon. I just think there would actually be a riot on the hands of Call of Duty players if that happened. But with Easter approaching and PlayStation 4 users having things 1 week early, to me, this makes sense in having a thematic seasonal event in which it'll be an Easter event of some regards, with Easter being on Sunday. PlayStation 4 users can have that lead up, and then Xbox One and PC users will still get it with 2 weeks left on the operation for them to complete the tasks at hand to end up unlocking whatever may be associated with it. While the event itself will be past the holiday of Easter, it still will be relevant in a sense. It'll still be in that cooling down factor where it's close enough that it makes sense, but still slightly afterwards. So with a map coming to Black Ops 4, it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibilities to me that we see these two things bundled together and we get a larger MP drop of some sort to kind of round us out of Operation Grand Heist and then start to transition then into Operation 4. Outside of that, we do know of 2 more playlists coming to MP as of tomorrow. One for one specific console for exclusivity, and then one coming that's kind of a catch-up mode. But we end up firstly seeing that PlayStation 4 will get that lead-off content of Deathmatch Domination. Again, this was a game mode that we saw introduced via one of the developer updates as of recently, in which it's a hybrid of domination and TDM, whereas your score limit is doubled, but on top of going for the just captures for the zones or flags, kills also count towards that overall score tally as well. So for those of you guys that end up getting into matches where teammates don't like to play the objective, well, nice part is that slaying out also helps you win the game now as well. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to launch on PlayStation 4 as of 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. Then the other thing that Xbox One and PC will be playing catch up on is that Infected will be coming for those 2 platforms as well, with that exclusivity of 1 week out of the way for PlayStation 4. Now, the cool part about Infected, of course, that we know of how it plays so far is that it's not going away for PS4 just yet. So if you're a fan of this on PlayStation 4 as well, it's going to be there in the featured game modes, but just probably won't be that prominently displayed one on the main menu of the game. That's probably going to go to Deathmatch Domination. Talking playlists, outside of that, if we end up getting an event of some sort for Easter, like we think, that may be associated with a new map coming, and also that being the brand new Contraband stream, well, then we may end up seeing some content drips for Blackout as well as Zombies. And that's something that, curiously enough, we have 2 playlists or game modes in particular that are still being withheld, but should be coming at some point in this content season of Operation Grand Heist. So it wouldn't surprise me if these come along as well. Let's lead off with Blackout. Ambush 2.0 may actually be coming as of tomorrow, because this was again mentioned by David Vonderhaar himself, in which in that same previously mentioned developer update, they mentioned that they were trying to launch it with last Tuesday in mind. But, of course, we didn't see that happen, and Ambush 2.0, or what will be just known as Ambush, the second iteration of it, never ended up coming to Black Ops 4 as of last week. And with 2 weeks left on Operation Grand Heist for PlayStation 4, well, the timing fits here on this. So if we end up seeing a larger content addition, I would expect Ambush 2.0 to be coming as well, to which I'm super stoked for that. Love that game mode, and hopefully you guys are excited for that as well. But outside of that, if there is a little bit of content being sprinkled in each of the main game modes for Black Ops 4, that leaves Zombies. And surprisingly, we may have something here as well. Because as mentioned a couple of weeks back at this point now, if I'm not mistaken, Treyarch actually mentioned the next update for Zombies would include a new gauntlet for Dead of the Night, the DLC 1 Zombies map, and that was something that confirmed the suspicions of a lot of the community, as there were multiple things in the game files, not as the 1.16 update, though it did add a little more strengthening that argument, but before that, for update 1.14, we ended up seeing that there were assets in the game files that did indicate Dead of the Night would be having a gauntlet coming at some point in the very near future. So again, with a little bit of a tiding over event happening within the end of Operation Grand Heist into Operation 4, possibly coming as of tomorrow, if MP and Blackout get things, I don't think that Zombies would be left out necessarily as well. So keep an eye out on that. As for other confirmed things that will be happening, again, just rounding out all of this here and just doing some housekeeping, the market refresh will happen tomorrow as well. Now, your guess is as good as mine as to what it will include. We ended up seeing some things like returning items in the last couple of updates. We saw the Vampire Hunter Vapor variants or Mastercraft there. We saw the SOG 9mm Great Lion coming back. And of those things in the game files, the MX-9 Patriot still has yet to show itself, so that may pop up in the featured items as of tomorrow. As well, I wouldn't be surprised as the week progresses if we end up seeing a GKS Damascus bundle and a Titan Sandstorm bundle here, or I guess the GKS and Titan Mark II as they're called now with this, because as of last weekend, we ended up seeing the ICR bundle coming back, whereas it previously launched glitched as a $10 bundle, it came back as a $20 bundle, and regardless of your thoughts or opinions here on that, it was something that returned, and so therefore, it very well could roll in as a weekend bundle, whereas Thursday, the ICR bundle just rolls into a GKS or a Titan Mark II bundle. Definitely would not be surprised with that one. Come Saturday, we should be getting our final special order for Operation Grand Heist, and the only character that we've yet to see that's in the game files as something that has shop details, and also what was previewed at the very beginning of Operation Grand Heist, is Misty. The returning Victus crew character member is coming to Blackout, presumably here with this, and we'll have a couple of calling cards and things associated with this where you gotta grind out 4 or 5 tiers probably, but I can't see any other option for what would be coming to the game as of the brand new special order refresh, and with it being the last one, it closes out everything, though if you missed out on anything, you still have the opportunity to grab anything in the past for operations, because unlike previous events within Black Ops 4, there is a sort of retroactive listing. Everything is there, you can just cycle through all the items as they are listed. You don't don't have to find them in the shop for a very limited amount of time. That said, definitely expect Misty to be coming as of this upcoming week, leading over into next week as well. And then all the final things that we'll talk about aren't necessarily confirmed, but would not surprise me if they do come to fruition this weekend. Firstly, maybe some new map teasers in Blackout for potentially a new POI or map update to round into Operation 4's content update for the mode, because as of around this time, about a week and a half out from Operation Grand Heist, whenever that launched, we started to see some things updated in the Blackout map where we saw more stakes denoting where there would be new buildings added in and such. We ended up seeing there was the lollipop sign for where ultimately Ghost Town would be placed, as well as that clock tower hidden in the dirt as well. So we might see some things start to pop up in that regard that teases a new operations POI for Blackout. Hopefully that happens, because I love looking around for that kind of stuff, the small little details hidden in plain view. And then the final thing is something that I'm hoping happens, but we don't have any confirmation about. This is some bug fixes. There's been a couple going around, but the biggest one that I've seen so far has been the Outrider control issue, where you end up picking up Outrider's Sparrow bow in Blackout, and then whenever you do, it locks up your controls and doesn't let you shift left or right in your viewpoint. You can still walk in things, but you can't change your view to look up, down, right, left. None of that stuff. So hopefully that kind of stuff is fixed out, because that's legitimately game breaking. Regardless, that is 10 things here in Black Ops 4 to look out for this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is there anything in particular that I may have missed from this list? Is there anything in particular that out of it you would like to really see happen? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But all that said, now, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.